The tech world is currently standing at a very strange crossroads, one where the ghosts of the past are beginning to haunt the cutting-edge leaks of the future. And if you have been paying any attention to the supply chain whispers coming out of Cupertino this April, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We are seeing a massive resurgence in interest surrounding a device that many thought was relegated to the history books, the iPad Mini 5, and yet here we are in 2026, dissecting its legacy alongside the most radical rumors we have ever seen for the upcoming iPad Mini 8. It feels like every time we think we have the tablet market figured out, Apple throws a curveball that makes us question everything we know about portability, power, and the value of a classic design. Welcome back to my channel Tech Rivet for exclusive insights into the future of tech. Subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon for more tech updates. Now, why on earth is everyone talking about the iPad Mini 5 right now, in the middle of April 2026? It sounds almost ridiculous on the surface because that device was released years ago, featuring the A12 Bionic chip and that iconic, albeit dated, design with the home button and the massive forehead and chin bezels. But the reason it is resurfacing in the rumor mill is because of a massive internal memo leak that suggests Apple is using the iPad Mini 5's original golden ratio of internal volume to test their new solid-state battery technology. The leak, which originated from a high-level source within the display assembly line, hints that while we are all looking forward to the futuristic OLED panels of the iPad Mini 8, Apple is quietly obsessed with the durability and the specific form factor that the iPad Mini 5 perfected. For many longtime users, the iPad Mini 5 represented the peak of the classic iPad era, being the last of its kind to offer that physical home button experience while still being powerful enough to handle modern iPadOS updates. In fact, as of April 2026, the iPad Mini 5 is still receiving security patches, making it one of the most resilient small form factor tablets ever built. But as we dive deeper into the April leaks, we see that the conversation is shifting from nostalgia to a very aggressive future. The rumors regarding the iPad Mini 8 are starting to reach a fever pitch, and the specifications being leaked are nothing short of a total overhaul that would make the iPad Mini 5 look like a relic from a different century. Analysts are pointing toward a move to an ultra-thin OLED display, a move that would finally solve the jelly scrolling issues that plague the intermediate generations and bring the compact tablet in line with the iPad Pro's visual fidelity. Imagine having the power of an A19 Pro or even a 2nm 20 Pro chip in a device that fits in your jacket pocket. That is the promise that is driving the hype right now. However, the shadow of the iPad Mini 5 looms large because there is a segment of the Pro community that actually misses the 4:3 aspect ratio and the simplicity of the 5th generation's build. The April rumors suggest that Apple might be considering a classic edition or a budget-tier mini that takes design cues from the iPad Mini 5 but refreshes the internals with an A16 or A17 chip to keep the entry price low, specifically targeting the education and enterprise markets in the USA and Europe. This would be a masterstroke for Apple, as the iPad Mini 6 and 7 moved into a more premium price bracket, leaving a vacuum where the affordable, reliable iPad Mini 5 used to sit. When you look at the landscape of 2026, the competition for small tablets has practically vanished, leaving Apple as the sole king of this niche. But that doesn't mean they are resting on their laurels. The leaked schematics for the next generation show a device with almost no bezels, a move toward Face ID, and a chassis made from recycled titanium, making it the lightest iPad ever produced. Yet, the tech community keeps coming back to the iPad Mini 5 as the benchmark for tossability, that unique quality where you can just throw the device in a bag without a second thought. The 2026 leaks also discuss a potential Pro version of the Mini, which would finally include a 120Hz promotion display, a feature that fans have been begging for since the iPad Mini 5 was the flagship small tablet. If these April rumors hold true, we are looking at a September release that could potentially kill the standard iPad Air because the power-to-size ratio of the new Mini will be so high. But we have to talk about the software. iPadOS 20 is rumored to be heavily focused on visual intelligence and AI-driven multitasking, features that will likely be the final nail in the coffin for the iPad mini 5's aging A12 chip. While the 5th gen has had an incredible run, the shift toward on-device LLMs and generative video editing means that the hardware gap is finally becoming an unbridgeable chasm. Still, in the secondary market across the USA, the iPad mini 5 remains a top seller for pilots, medical professionals, and gamers who prefer the tactile feel of the older design. The April leaks suggest that Apple is very aware of this prosumer base and is trying to find a way to bridge the gap between the classic feel of the iPad mini 5 and the futuristic power of the upcoming OLED models. There is even a wild rumor about a foldable mini, though most credible leakers are saying that is at least 2 years away. For now, the focus is purely on whether the iPad mini 8 will be the spiritual successor to the iPad mini 5 in terms of its cultural impact. We are seeing reports of a new midnight and starlight color palette that pays homage to the original space gray and silver of the 5th generation, but with a modern matte finish. As we move through April, the frequency of these leaks is increasing, often a sign that mass production is about to begin or has already started in secret facilities. The pricing strategy is also a major point of contention in the rumors. Some say the move to OLED will push the price of the compact iPad to $599, a far cry from the accessible pricing we saw during the iPad mini 5 era. This price hike is exactly why the rumors of a mini SE based on the older chassis are gaining so much traction. If Apple can sell a classic mini for $349, they would effectively own the entire tablet market from top to bottom. But as always with Apple, we have to take these April leaks with a grain of salt. For every accurate rumor, there are 10 that are designed to distract or are simply based on old prototypes. What we do know for sure is that the iPad mini 5 set a standard for longevity that Apple is desperate to replicate. As we wait for the official June WWDC announcements, the tech community is divided. Half of us are clinging to our reliable, button-clad iPad mini 5 units, while the other half is ready to sell our souls for an OLED iPad mini 8 with 2000 nits of peak brightness. The technical specifications leaked this week suggest that the battery life on the new models will finally hit the 12-hour mark, a significant jump from the 10-hour standard that has existed since the 1st generation. This is made possible by the efficiency of the A19 chip and the power-saving nature of OLED pixels when displaying true blacks. For content creators and tech enthusiasts, the next few months are going to be a roller coaster. We are looking at a total shift in how we perceive small computing. The iPad mini 5 was a bridge from the old world to the new, and the April 2026 rumors tell us that the bridge has finally been crossed. The question remains, will the new hardware be as beloved as the old? Only time will tell, but if the leaks about the magnetic Apple Pencil Pro 2 support and the Thunderbolt-enabled USB-C port are true, then the iPad mini 5 can finally rest easy knowing its successor has finally arrived to claim the throne. This April has been a whirlwind of information, and as we piece together the puzzle, the image of a perfect compact tablet is starting to emerge. It's a device that honors the heritage of the iPad mini 5 while embracing the insane possibilities of 2026 technology. Whether you're a student, a creative, or just someone who loves the latest gadgets, the upcoming iPad refresh is shaping up to be the most important release in the product's decade-long history. Stay tuned to the latest updates, because the closer we get to the launch, the more the secrets will start to unravel, and you don't want to miss a single second of this tech revolution.